Hello everyone. Today we are going to start Chapter 3, Plant Kingdom, Part 1. In this we will discuss that is how the concept of Plant Kingdom that is changed from time to time. What was that in 5 kingdom classification and what was there in the 2 kingdom classification. In this part we will discuss that is general characters of a kingdom Plantae, and then we will see different type of classification system, and then we will see that is general characters of algae. This is part 1, lesson that is chapter 3, plant kingdom, and this chapter will be completed overall in that is 7 parts. This is part 1 in which we will discuss that is different type of algae and general characters of kingdom Plantae. Now in this chapter we will deal in detail that is further classification within kingdom Plantae. Popularly, this kingdom Plantae is known as plant kingdom. We will go a little back in 2 kingdom classification. 2 kingdom classification is proposed by Linnaeus. Can you recall, children? 2 kingdom classification proposed by that is Linnaeus. What he kept in kingdom Plantae? In kingdom Plantae, yes, 2 kingdom classification. He kept these all with that is 𝕍𝕀𝔻𝕼 were kept in kingdom Plantae. It includes bacteria. It includes that is algae. In algae it may be that is blue-green algae, which are prokaryotic one. It may be that is unicellular algae, or it may be multicellular algae like green algae, that is brown algae, or it may be that is red algae. Then the third one he kept that is fungi. Fungi it may be that is either unicellular or the fungi may be that is multicellular fungi. And then in the last he kept in kingdom Plantae Linnaeus, that was that is yes bryophytes. Yes, this one was yes pteridophytes. That was gymnosperm, and that is angiosperms. Right? So that was the concept at the time of Linnaeus. 2 kingdom classification, what we mean by kingdom, that is Plantae. But you see, with time, understanding of plant kingdom has changed over time. How it has been changed? How can you remember it? What we have in kingdom Plantae now? All these are not included in kingdom Plantae. The bacteria and the blue-green algae, they have been separated. They have been kept in a separate kingdom, that is kingdom Monera. You know, that is unicellular algae, or this was the unicellular fungi, that is they have been kept in kingdom that is Protista. Multicellular fungi have been kept there in kingdom fungi. What is left now for kingdom Plantae? Kingdom Plantae has, you see, these are the multicellular algae. Multicellular algae, is it? And all these multicellular, that is green structures, green organisms, they have been kept in kingdom Plantae. So this one and that is this one, they have been kept now in kingdom Plantae. So it's very important discussion this one is, that is understanding of the plant kingdom keep on changing. And now what we mean by kingdom Plantae or plant kingdom, that is different from that is at the time of Linnaeus. You see, fungi and the members of Monera and Protista having 𝕍𝕀𝔻𝕼, they have been excluded from kingdom Plantae. Though in earlier classification they were placed together. Cyanobacteria, that is also referred as blue-green algae, are not algae now, that they have been kept in kingdom Monera. So before we proceed further, this thing must be clear to you. In this chapter, we have to discuss that is kingdom Plantae. 5 kingdom classification, what we mean by? In 5 kingdom classification, we mean by kingdom Plantae, it includes what? Multicellular algae, known as that is green. Yes, this is red, and this one is that is brown algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, and angiosperm. I think it's clear what we have to discuss in plant kingdom, and therefore one by one we have to take algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, and angiosperm. Before we proceed to that is different algae and so on, we have to see plant classification system. Plant classification system, you see, three type of systems. One is artificial, natural, and phylogenetic one. Three type of systems are there for classification. The one is artificial system of classification, given in the beginning, based on gross superficial morphological characters such as habit, the colors, number and shape of the leaves, etc. Theophrastus was the first one who proposed artificial classification of plants on the basis of their habit. They have been divided into halves, the height, shrubs, that is, and undershrubs, and the tallest one will be, that is, tree. The first artificial classification system was proposed by Theophrastus. Then one of the most famous artificial system of classification was proposed by Carolus Linnaeus. Artificial system he proposed exclusively based on nature and number of stamens and carpels. You know, carpels and stamens, these are 6 organs of angiosperms. Therefore, this system is popularly called as sexual system of classification, and detail of this classification was published in 3 volumes of Genera Plantarum. At least you can recall that this is the picture of Carolus Linnaeus, also known as father of taxonomy, and this is the front page of book, that is Genera Plantarum. At least you can recall that is classification system was discussed in, that is, this Genera Plantarum. What are the drawbacks of artificial system of classification? You see, they separated closely related species. Why? Because it was based on limited characters. Equal weightage was given to vegetative and sexual character, which should not be, but in this weightage was given equal weightage to both, since vegetative characters are more affected by environment, and that's why this system was being discarded, was not accepted. And natural affinities and phylogeny were not considered. So these are some of the important drawbacks. Then come to the second one, natural system of classification. It is based on natural affinities, and it has considered both external and internal features, even ultrastructure of cell, internal structure, embryology, and that is phytochemistry. The most popular system of natural classification that was proposed by Bentham and Hooker, George Bentham and Joseph Dalton Hooker. They published this in Genera Plantarum in 3 volumes. Natural system was also proposed by some others, that is A.L.D. Joseph, A.P.D. Candolle, and Johann Ray, etc. The drawback of this natural that they didn't consider, that is phylogeny, that is evolutionary relationship, were not considered. The third one is phylogenetic system of classification. Phylogeny, what we mean by phylogeny? That is evolutionary relationship we have to discuss. We have to establish evolutionary, that is relationship. We have to find out evolutionary history of an organism. Organism belong, important statement, organism belonging to same taxa are believed to have common ancestors, and they represented in the form of a family tree known as, that is, cladogram. Important, cladogram. The family tree one is formed based on phylogenetic relationship. The system was proposed by Eichler, Engler, and Prandtl. That is the one of the very important system, phylogenetic system, and the other systems of this type are given by Hutchinson, given by Oswald Tipo, given by, that is, Tatjan. Phylogenetic classification is also known as cladistic classification. Important question. Come to the some other aspects, branches of taxonomy. One is called numerical taxonomy, also known as phonetics, taximetrics, or Adansonian taxonomy. It is based on all the observable characters, 1, 2, 3, 4, even up to 100 or 1000 characters. All characters which are being observed are considered. Each character is being given a code, and the tree prepared on the basis of this is known as dendrogram. Such all codes are, that is, they have been kept in computer, use of computer, numerical methods, and therefore that is similarities as well as differences between the species, that is computers, is being used. The other one is cytotaxonomy. Hardly a few sentences are given in NCERT, but important questions that appeared in examination. Cytotaxonomy, karyotaxonomy, related to that is nucleus. It is based on cytological information of cell, structure of the chromosome, number of the chromosome, and behavior of the chromosome at the time of cell division will make important basis of that is cytotaxonomic classification. Chemotaxonomy, biochemical taxonomy. Different type of chemicals present in a cell, one make basis of classification, will be called as chemotaxonomy. Chemical constituents of plants resolve all confusion. For example, that is DNA sequencing, very important one. Chemical nature of protein, crystals, for example, calcium carbonate, calcium oxalate, are present or absent, or what is the nature of all these chemicals, and aromatic compounds. This taxonomy being vastly used nowadays. Cladogram, family tree of organism based on phylogeny, already I told you, right? Come to the next now. We have to say in kingdom plenty, the first, that is, we have to discuss algae. Algae are chlorophyll, these are green, very simple. Thalloid means there is no stem, there is no leaf or root-like structures, all these are absent. The body is thalloid. Autotrophic, these are green in color, they can do photosynthesis. And largely aquatic, these are found in water. No doubt some exceptions are there, but most of the algae are found in water, aquatic, both in fresh water as well as marine. This is important feature of algae. The algae, they occur variety of habitats. They may be on moist stone, they may be on moist soil or wood. Some of them also occur in association with fungi, as you have seen in case of lichen, which you have discussed in chapter number 2. And some of the algae are found on animals, that is sloth bear is having algae, that is Trichophilus. Study of phycology means study of algae. Father of phycology is Fritsch, and father of Indian phycology, that is an Indian who has done important work in the field, he is M.O.P. Iyengar. This is M.O.P. Iyengar. Now, algae, these are microscopic, maybe microscopic. Unicellular flagellate as Chlamydomonas. This is Chlamydomonas, unicellular one, having flagella. Unicellular non-flagellate, like this is Chlorella, and this is Acetabularia. Acetabularia is very long one, that is largest unicellular algae. It may be about 10 centimeter in length, but made up of only one cell. That may have flagellated colony as volvox. It may have unbranched filament, like that is, this is Eulothrix. That is, this is unbranched filament attached to some, that is substratum, or that may be a free floating known as water silk, that is Spirogyra. It may be simple branched as Cladophora, you have to remember. It may be in the form of heterotrichous form, that is, it may be like this, that is just like spinach leaves, that is as Fritzla is there. Vegetative reproduction in algae, it is by fragmentation. In case of these filaments, that is, if they will be divided into different parts, each part will be known as fragment. Asexual reproduction by different type of spores formed by mitosis division, therefore known as, that is, mitospores. One typical one is zoospore. These are motile asexual spores formed during favorable condition, and these are without cell wall. Let this is that is zoospore. It may have 2 flagella, 4 flagella. It is naked, doesn't have cell wall, and that is zoospore. Sometimes that is this unicelled structure may be non-motile one, thin-walled one, known as 𝕆𝕋𝔍𝕆. This is non-motile one. 6 organs: unicellular and non-zaccated. Very important point. 6 organs in algae. These are unicellular and these are non-zaccated one. Sterile jacket is absent. This sexual reproduction may be isogamy. Isogamy means that 2 gametes, these are similar, plus and minus, they may be motile or they may be, that is, non-motile. These are the non-motile one and these are the, that is, motile one. Isogamy can be flagellated motile, similar in size as in case of some species of 𝕆𝕍𝕉𝔻, or they may be non-flagellated, non-motile as in case of 𝕆𝕆𝕍𝕆. Anisogamy, as the name indicates, 2 fusing gametes. These are different in size. Usually the male is smaller, the female is, that is, larger. Female may be motile or non-motile one, as in case of some species of 𝕆𝕆𝕉𝔻. Oogamy, that is fusion between one large non-motile static female gamete. Very important one. See the difference in anisogamy. Here the female gamete is there, which is still remain attached to the parental plant. It is not released. This is known as static one. And the male gamete, that is motile, and that will come, that is known as oogamy, will fuse this female gamete. One large non-motile static female gamete and a smaller motile male gamete, as in found in case of, that is, volvox or in, that is, fucus. These are some of the important characters of, that is, algae. Is it right? Come to the next now, that is economic importance of algae. You see, algae, they used to do photosynthesis. Very important one. As I told you, algae, most of the algae are found in water. That may be, that is, fresh water, or that may be, that is, marine water, that may be sea or that is ocean. At least half of the total carbon dioxide fixation, food production, photosynthesis on Earth planet is carried out by algae. You see that these algae, these are the microscopic algae. Usually microscopic algae we have kept there in kingdom Protista, but traditionally, that is, all these are, when we used to discuss economic importance, even unicellular, that is, algae, we have to discuss in kingdom plenty. So they may be, that is, diatoms, or they may be, that is, dinoflagellates, which are known as, that is, phytoplanktons. That is, planktons, these are. So these are found in water. They may be unicellular or they may be multicellular one. Half of the total CO2 fixation on Earth is done by algae through the process of photosynthesis. This increases the level of dissolved oxygen in water, right? Because in photosynthesis, you know that they have the chlorophyll A is the pigment, and during process of photosynthesis, they will do photolysis of water. In presence of light, water will be split up and the oxygen will be released. This oxygen will get dissolved in water. Therefore, because of this, that is, level of the dissolved oxygen in immediate environment will increase. Because they are doing photosynthesis, they have to make food for themselves and for the other organisms which are found in water or somewhere else. So these are primary producer of energy, rich compound they used to produce in photosynthesis, right? And that will make the basis of a food cycle. This is the algae. That may be the large one, that may be any of type, that may be the microscopic one, and these are the aquatic, that is animals these are. So that for their food requirement, these are depending on these phytoplanktons or the algae present in water. The primary producer of energy-rich compound, which make the basis of food cycle of all aquatic animals. Around 70 species are there of marine algae, which are consumed as food by human. These are rich in protein. For example, this is Porphyra, spelling you have to correct, Porphyra. This is Sargassum, this is Laminaria. All these are, that is multicellular algae, and are being consumed by human as rich source of food. Chlorella and spirulina, these are known as unicellular algae. Children, one thing I like to clear once more. When we are discussing algae, even in traditional way, that is unicellular algae, it may be prokaryotic one and it may be that is eukaryotic one, are being discussed when we used to talk about algae. No doubt, in 5 kingdom classification, prokaryotic unicellular forms have been kept in kingdom Monera now, and eukaryotic have been shifted to, that is, Protista. We should not get confused. When we used to discuss algae, we have to say unicellular forms, chlorella and spirulina. Spirulina, this is a blue-green algae. That is, these are used as food supplements by space travelers. Not only this, these chlorella and spirulina, nowadays, these are known as single cell protein, SCP, and the trends have arisen in human society that these single cell protein are being produced, are being raised even at home in water tanks, and after processing, they becomes a good source of protein. Iodine, brown algae like Fucus and Laminaria, these are rich source of iodine. Hydrocolored, very important one. Water holding substances which can absorb much more of water. These are commercially produced from algae, especially the brown algae and the red algae. And these water holding substances are used commercially in preparation of different, that is, substances. So regarding economic importance of algae. And in the last, we have to see algae are mainly classified on the basis of pigment, green pigment, brown pigment, and the red pigment. Therefore, these are known as chlorophyceae, phaeophyceae, and rhodophyceae. Important question this is. That is, what's the main basis of classification of algae? That is the pigments present in that. So this is part 1st of chapter 3, plant kingdom, in which we have discussed, that is, different type of classification system and concept of plant kingdom, how it has been changed over time. Then we have seen general characters of algae and economic importance of algae.